What's going on, everybody? Dogman Dan here. We're going to talk about the SIMULOR the way I've set it up. You don't have to set it up this way. You're perfectly free to set it up however you want to, okay? But I'm going to talk about it here quickly once more, and then I'm going to show you how I did it and how I am happy with it. 2 Forma in. I could go 3 if I want to, and we'll see about that in a minute. But basically, you're going to shoot these singularities out, and the singularities can do multiple different things, okay? If you shoot them all in the same spot, you create a vortex very similar to the Vauban vortex, and you can keep that vortex rolling by simply just shooting more singularities into it over and over and over. It does deal magnetic damage as a base. Magnetic damage can't be taken away, but you can use different elements and create, you know, a double element setup or a triple element setup depending upon how you do it, okay? But it will always deal the magnetic base. It will stack as you add more of the singularities into the vortex. The stack damage does show in your stats in your arsenal, which you will see in just a minute, which is a nice thing, so you can get some calculated ideas of where your stack damage is on this. It does not have as effective of a pull area as the Vauban vortex, but it does a decent job if you put it in the correct spot. Can do some nice crowd controls and can maintain running solo or defenses, mobile defenses, depending upon how you set up. The energy balls, vortex, singularity, I should say the singularities or the energy balls themselves. You can manually detonate those. If you manually detonate those by using the alternate fire, the right click on PC, you will shoot off electricity proc, electricity damage, and that will stun all the enemies within the area. And that will allow you enough time to set up a singularity or to do more damage in another way if you want to. So it's nice to have that as well. Pretty ammo efficient. Does not have a big firing range, 12 meters. You can make that range longer by using something such as the Zephyr's Jetstream Augment or Terminal Velocity, but I found it gets a little bit wonky at the longer travel distances, and you could miss your targets as part of that. So keeping it at the regular range allows me to figure out tactically where I want to be when I'm setting it up. Does have a long reload time, but that's okay. We can work with that. 3 seconds really doesn't seem that bad, as if you have a singularity or a vortex already going, you're good to go anyway for 8 seconds. Every time you throw a singularity into a vortex, it resets the 8-second rule, so the balls do not explode until a full 8 seconds is completed. Split chamber will create your vortex faster, so using the multi-shot mod will make your vortex go faster. Without a multi-shot mod, it takes 5 singularities to make one vortex. With the multi-shot, it only takes 3 before you've created a full vortex. And punch through is nice. Instead of having it just bounce off of everything, it will bounce once when you shoot it, and then it will stop wherever it needs to be. Using the punch through, it will go through enemies' walls and all of that such. So with that said, let's go ahead and take a look at what I've set up. Okay, so let's take a look at this. So, after playing around with it, as I was saying, okay, I went 2 Forma, felt pretty comfortable with it here. I could go higher. I mean, I could go 3 Forma. And the only thing I would do with the 3rd Forma would be to remove thermite rounds and put in the Hellfire at max rank. Okay, give me that 90%, so an extra 30% heat damage. And at that point, I'd rank up my shred all the way. So, but looking at the numbers, overall pretty good. I chose to keep the magnetic and gas. At one point, I had 3 elements on here, but I was like, nah, I'll just go keep your innate magnetic, of course, and then add gas procking to it. I got a pretty nice per stack run here. Okay status chance that we know that it's an innate status. So serration, split chamber plays the big role. It takes you from 5 singularities to just 3 singularities to be able to create your vortex. We're going to use malignant force, thermite rounds, and infected clip here to get my gas damage. We're going to use Stormbringer and cryo rounds, okay, to bring up my magnetic damage. And I'm only going to need a 0.6 punch through with a 15% fire rate. Fire rate's not the big thing here. I just needed at least a 0.6 punch through. At a 0.6 punch through, you're guaranteed to go through at least 1 humanoid target or 1 door, if you will, even just 1 target, basically, you're guaranteed to go through. And that's all we need. Enough to be able to get through the door if we need to shoot through the door, or to get through an enemy and start sucking them back in along with all the other enemies that are around it. So just a little bit of tactical thinking on that end. All you actually need is a 0.6 to get that one pull, that one punch through that is needed. So comments, questions below. You can use whatever elements you want. You know, this is just the way I ended up doing it. I like it with the gas magnetics setup. And like I said, we could go higher if we want to go a little higher, tweaking the damage, but I'm happy where it's at. Otherwise, comments, questions, and I will catch you next episode. Thanks for watching.